Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over Yamato Refit, or Akaishi as I have renamed her, and her sister ship Kanagawa. She has received a new consumable in the update from last week, it was, I think. So we're going to go show that, though it doesn't really make much difference to the ship. But before that, let's take a look at this week's update and show you what has changed. Alright, so here we are. The event sister ship for Giscogna, which I've renamed Lafayette, is now out for release again for gems. So if you do want to get that, then go ahead. She is available once more. Some changes to Warspite. She has now a double repair. She has a normal one, and she has an emergency damage control, which is interesting, though the cooldown is 300 seconds minimum. So you can use both of them, but then one of them has a longer reload than the other, or cooldown, I should say. So it's a kind of a cool thing. We'll do another video on Warspite next to show you what that is. And then some changes to K2, or for me that would be Queen Anne as the sister ship and Victoria as the tech tree ship. Increased the penetration of the 4,000 HE or 4,000 pound HE shells from 91 to 114 millimeters. And maximum damage is increased, and the 5% chance went up 10%. Now, believe it or not, I really don't like the 4,000 pound HE shells because their shell velocity is like around 650, which is actually pretty garbage overall. If you know how to land the shots, though, they do a ton of damage. I did try out one game with K2 with these improved shells. I was able to crack 305,000 damage, but yeah, it's really down to if you can hit with the shells, then you're going to do good. If you cannot, then you're just going to waste your time. We'll do another video on her as well to show off those new shells. Some changes to Project 84. That's Yalenevsky. Got a few extra 1,000 health points. And then Essex has some increased reload for her planes as well. But besides that, that was all the update I had for this week. So let's go back to the game. Alright, back in the game. So the ship that we're going to go over today, Yamato Refit, is not much different from the normal Yamato. Her only main difference is that she has larger guns at 480 mils, few adjusted secondaries, and a lot better anti-aircraft defense with some additional health. Honestly, this is, in my opinion, the strongest Yamato in the game. Yes, you have Super Yamato with 20-inch guns, but she only has 6 of them, and overall their maximum damage is a lot less than this ship, and actually it's a lot less than normal Yamato. It's just the penetration of the armor that she has that really makes her worthy, because those 20-inch guns just punch through anything. It can't really be said for the 19s that this ship has, but honestly, like I said, I'm pretty sure she's still the strongest Yamato in the game. Not to mention she has an awesome camo. Alright, so the only difference that this ship has had recently is an elite seaplane quick servicing consumable, which drops down your cooldown for your fighter by 45 seconds. And that's exactly what it is. It's just a fighter. So it's not really anything particular useful, but I mean, I have my ship as a full AA ship because that's just kind of how I want it to be. I have one Yamato, which is accuracy build. I have one Yamato that's secondary build. Another that is AA. And another one that's reload and rotation. You can get the idea. I can choose which ship I want to use based on what target I'm going to be going up against, or I want to go up against. So, as this is my anti-aircraft Yamato, it kind of works out that I have the fighter consumable now. So let's toss her into a game and show you what we can do. Alright, let's see what kind of game we have today. Maybe we'll have a carrier. Oh, yep, yes we do. A carrier, 4 battleships, and 4 cruisers. No destroyers, that's fine with me. Secondaries on Yamato are actually pretty decent against destroyers. We have the 2 triple 155s, fore and aft, that fire armor piercing, and then the mix of 127s along the sides that fire high explosive. All of those are relatively okay against destroyers. However, the 127s will probably do next to nothing against anything larger than a destroyer. But the 155s will, and then again, you only have 2 triples, so the damage that they put out is nice, but not really going to be a lot. Alright, so let me show you exactly what this consumable does. As of right now, I have about 50 seconds, and boom, all of a sudden I have 3 seconds. That's literally the entire consumable. So like I said, pretty much worthless, but seaplane cooldown for Yamatos is always pretty high, and you can at least get a couple planes up in the air relatively quickly if you wanted to. So we're going to head this way, and we're going to try and find some nice broadsides to smack. I do have health buffs and speed buffs applied, so do keep that in mind. And let's just keep meandering our way this way. Now, honestly, the Fighter's Consumable is one of the worst ones in the game. Well, I shouldn't say it's a consumable, because you always get to use it without having to use a consumable. But the only good thing for seaplanes is spotting, honestly, especially torpedoes and destroyers. But besides that, it's pretty much worthless. Alright, so let's see which targets we want to hit first. So we have a nice Magdeburg there, but this Nevsky would like some attention. Let's see what we can do. Well, not as much as I would like, but we do have further targets to choose from, such as this Komarov. Alright, well, 27k already right there. I can try and knock down the midway if I want to right now. I mean, I can send a shot towards her. I do feel pretty confident in my ability to at least shoot down some aircraft from midway and soak up the rest of the attacks, but I don't really want to give her the chance, and honestly, I'm not giving enough lead at all today so far. Alright. Well, let's shoot something we can do damage to. There goes the anti-aircraft batteries opening up. Alright, let's give a little bit more lead to this Alaska here. There we go, that looks a little bit better. And there we go, we got the damage. 40,000 damage, awesome. Planes are still up. It's nice. How many do we have left? 4, awesome. We are gonna tangle with this midway a little bit more, mainly because I feel like I will be the next target, and I don't want to have a target on my left and my right. So we're gonna eliminate this one as soon as we can. Kanagawa's over there as well. Might as well pull my seaplane back because she's just going to be shot down anyways. And that should be the end of midway right there. Yep, there we go. Now, Tsushima can go through my nose, unfortunately, so I'm not entirely invulnerable. But it looks like she's focusing on someone else, which will give me the time to take down this Kanagawa. Because all Yamatos have that really bad hold cheek, and you can just do that every single time. And we're going to do that once more on Sushi here. Keep as much angle as possible. And yep, there we go. 55k, but her shells hurt just as bad. But we have 3 more of them. Cool. Next, we have Alaska and a Nevsky. Let's actually focus secondaries on the Nevsky, because the Alaska is not going to be long for this world here. And we can probably Citadel Nevsky with our 155s. And I'm going to actually start shooting this Komarov, because that's the biggest target right now. $20k on the Komarov. Getting some secondary damage in on this Nevsky, but the rest of the team will probably finish it off relatively quickly. Yep, there we go. And that just leaves us with Komarov, which we will be doing the same exact thing, getting the Citadel right underneath the turrets from this kind of angle. Right, so you can kind of see how this consumable, it's not a bad thing, but it's also not very useful either. It's just kind of there, but it doesn't really add anything to the ship. But I mean, the more you have, I guess it'll work. There's another 18k. This ship is just so amazing. I love this ship. And she should be going down here pretty soon, probably to those torpedoes, honestly. Well, just short of it, but yeah, there we go. Alright, so let's see what kind of damage we had. $347,000 damage, 3 ships sunk, 62 shell hits, 15 aircraft shot down, 14 citadels, 52 secondary hits. We had 344,000 damage and armor-piercing 19-inch shells. The secondary battery actually did nothing, surprisingly. And then no fires at all. So our secondary battery didn't really do as much as I thought it would, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because our main guns still performed just as well. And the fact that we took down 15 aircraft is actually pretty good for Yamato, believe it or not. I've had games where I've had more, but overall, this one is pretty good. So with that, I will wrap up today's video on Kanagawa, showing off the new consumable. Like I said, it's there. It doesn't take anything away from the ship, but it doesn't really do anything to improve the ship either, unless you really like your fighters being up in the air as soon as possible. But, I mean, there you go. So that's the new consumable for Yamato Refit, and next time we're going to go over the new consumable for Warspite. And that is the fact that we have 2 damage control parties now. So, thank you for watching and take care.